In the shadows of the past, Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle stand united on forbidden ground. The manicured perfection of a golf course owned by Gotham's most dangerous man. Carmine Falcone's bodyguards flank them like silent sentinels as the mob boss lines up his driver with practiced ease, the weight of power hanging in the humid air. Kids, I gotta say, showing up with no appointment, sneaking through the bushes, you got nerve. Falcone drawls, his voice carrying the casual menace of a man who has never known fear. Selina taps the bag of money she carries, her movements deliberate, calculated. "We've come to offer you a deal, Mr. Falcone," she says, her words sharp as broken glass. He glances at them, recognition dawning slowly in his predatory eyes. "Hold on a minute, I know you. You're Waylon Jones's trainer, aren't you? Let me guess, you want Bibbo to go easy on your boy, or maybe you're looking to cash out. Guess Jones is less of a crocodile and more of a croc," Falcone snorts, the sound echoed by the dutiful laughter of his bodyguards. But Bruce ignores the mockery, stepping forward into the space where lesser men would retreat. "What's in the bag is a gesture. Some of the finest gold work in the city," he says, his voice steady as stone. Falcone shakes his head, turning back to his ball with dismissive arrogance. "How do I even know it's real?" he asks as he takes his swing, the club cutting through air with a whisper. "Because it's yours, stolen from apartments you own," Bruce tells him, the revelation hanging between them like a blade. Falcone raises an eyebrow, interest finally sparked in those dead eyes. "We're not looking to cash out, we're looking to raise," Selina tells him, her words a promise and a threat woven together. Later, as the train rumbles along its elevated track over Gotham City, Bruce and Selina cuddle in the dim light, the steel wheels singing their industrial hymn beneath them. "I didn't know you had that in you, Wayne," Selina says as she snuggles closer, her voice warm with genuine admiration. "Back there with Falcone, I'm impressed." Bruce nods, his gaze fixed on his city sprawling below, a tapestry of light and shadow, corruption and hope. "This is how Waylon wins, how we all win," she whispers, and the train rumbles on into the gathering darkness. The present crashes down like thunder. Selina loosens her whip and drops Alfred to the floor, the old man crumpling like discarded paper. Batman glares at her, his voice a growl torn from somewhere deep and primal. "Why are you here, Selina?" She smiles at him from behind her mask, that familiar, infuriating smile. "Look at us, our ears match. I'm here because your mother called me," she says with deliberate provocation. Batman continues to glare, his patience fraying like old rope. "I'll ask one more time." She did, actually, but come on, Bruce, you've been missing for months. I was worried, all right? "I came to help," she finally says with a shrug, the truth emerging reluctantly. She nudges Alfred at her feet, pointing out with casual cruelty that his new team doesn't seem too strong. "I've read about you, the Catwoman. No loyalty. Don't trust her, kid." Alfred groans as he rolls over, his voice thick with pain and warning. Batman nods as he takes a step forward, getting closer to Selina, the distance between them charged with history and hunger. "I'm not needing the advice. She's leaving right now," he growls, but the words ring hollow even as he speaks them. Shortly, the pair arrive in Bruce's secret penthouse, overlooking the city that made them both. Masks and clothes are pulled off, and the two tumble into bed in the shadows where secrets live and breathe. "This is nice," Selina says up at Bruce, her voice soft with something like contentment. But the morning eventually arrives, as mornings always do, indifferent to the desires of those who wish to remain in darkness. Bruce pulls himself to the edge of the bed as the sun begins to rise over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of amber and blood. Selina rolls over and looks at the crisscrossing of scars across Bruce's back, shaped almost like a bat, the veins of venom coursing through his system like poisoned rivers. "Bruce, what did they do to you?" she whispers, horror and tenderness mingling in her voice. "Is that really what you want to talk about?" he asks as he looks over his shoulder, his eyes guarded. She pulls herself closer, wrapping her arms around his body, trying to hold together something that feels like it's breaking apart. He motions at her mask on the floor. "So, your helmet, it looks a lot like the gear Black Mask uses," he points out, the observation loaded with unspoken questions. Selina is quiet for a moment, the silence heavy between them. "Is that really what you want to talk about?" she asks him, turning his words back like a mirror. He shakes his head. "No." "You want to go on a date?" he asks as he twists around and kisses her, choosing connection over interrogation, at least for now. Shortly, the pair are leaping over the rooftops of Gotham City, heading towards the Gotham boardwalk, once a place for families, cotton candy, and carousel music. Now the home of the Red Hood Gang, the outlaw collective that Batman was once allied with in darker days. The pair stalk forward through the skeletal remains of joy, but are quickly called out by voices, young and hard. "You're not welcome here. Stand down. Wasn't that your order to us? But we don't take orders from anyone, do we?" One of the Red Hoods snaps as he steps out with an axe, a crowd of red hoodie-clad allies behind him like a scarlet tide. But Batman doesn't back down, his voice cutting through the night. "We're not leaving until we speak with your leader," Batman growls. The axe wielder shrugs with the careless bravado of youth. "Have it your way. Get them," he shouts to his army. The Hoods rush forward like water breaking through a dam, but Batman and Catwoman easily jump over their assault, their bodies moving with practiced grace. "I like this date," Selina says with a smile, unslings a submachine gun from her back, and takes careful aim, firing continuously into the crowd with controlled precision. "What are you doing? They're just kids!" Batman yells at her as he rushes at her, horror and rage warring in his voice. "You know I hate kids. Take it easy, just a cat nap," she points out, motioning to the unconscious teens, all with tranq darts in them, sleeping but alive. Above them, another Hood readies an RPG on top of the Ferris wheel, the rusted giant looming like a skeletal god. "Look out!" Batman yells as rage takes over him. He feels the venom coursing through his veins, burning like liquid fire, and he rushes forward, slamming hard into the support struts of Deride and destroying the concrete, tipping the whole thing into the water with the sound like the world ending. Selina moves forward cautiously. She can see Bruce's veins pumping the green liquid as he breathes heavily, his body trembling with barely contained power. "What the hell was that? Are you all right?" she begins to say, but Bruce turns to her, his eyes glowing green like something dragged up from hell. "Get away from me now," Bruce snaps at her, his voice not entirely his own. Selina looks up, realizing that the Red Hoods have surrounded them. Whispers about the monsters being created in Arkham move through the crowd like a dark prayer. "Bruce, listen to my voice. I'm right here. You need to calm down, okay? Get it under control," she hisses as the Hoods close in, tightening the noose. But Batman steadies his breathing, drawing himself back from the edge of something terrible. He finally looks up and the Hoods stop moving, frozen by something they see in him. "Wait. I told you to stand down because the truth is they almost broke me in a place called Arkham, where they make monsters, abominations like a man called Bane. But they didn't break me. I'm going to destroy him, his bosses, Arkham. I'm going to burn it all to the ground. But I need your help." Batman growls at them, his words a declaration of war. Murmurs move through the crowd like wind through dead leaves, but finally one pushes forward. She slides the hood off her head, revealing the Harley Quinn face paint beneath and a shaved head, her eyes bright with madness and something like hope. "I was never sure about you, but if you're talking about burning down Arkham, you're speaking my language. My name's Harley Quinn, leader of the Red Hood. What's the plan?" she asks with a sneer that could cut steel. Meanwhile, deep within Arkham, in chambers where science and sadism have merged into something unholy, the doctors continue to work on Bane. His back is sliced open, revealing the mechanical spine, which acts as a delivery system for his venom. Metal and flesh merged in obscene union. Bane is fully awake and stares at Dr. Arkham with eyes that have seen too much. "Good news. We've managed to push your system even further. As of this moment, you're officially at maximum infusion," Dr. Arkham tells him, congratulating him on reaching this level of the human body, as if he were an achievement rather than a tragedy. But Bane merely nods, his voice soft and distant. "And soon you'll have my replacement, and he'll have his new Bane, and then I can finally go home," he says softly, the word home hanging in the air like something fragile and impossible. Arkham raises an eyebrow at the statement, curiosity mingling with something that might be pity. "Forgive me for asking, but you really believe he'll let you go?" she asks. Bane nods, his faith absolute and heartbreaking. "He has to. I've given him everything.
Any moment now, Batman will give in and my work will be over, Bane whispers. But the conversation is cut short when a technician shouts for Arkham's attention, panic edging into his voice. He motions to the monitors which show the Gotham local news, the feeds have been hacked, and Batman's face appears to everyone in the city, playing across every television, cell phone, and billboard monitor throughout Gotham, his presence inescapable. People of Gotham, our city is under attack, not by criminals or outlaws, but by its own leaders. They've sold Gotham out to line their own pockets. They've sold our safety, our freedom. There's nothing they won't sell. Batman growls, his voice echoing across the city like a prophet in the wilderness. They've even sold the ground beneath our feet, where right now they're growing actual monsters, horrors too terrible to imagine. I tried to show you with Black Mask,
but I made the mistake of relying on the networks. Not anymore. This time, I'll show you, myself, because I'm going to drag one of these monsters out into the light for all of you to see. And then I'm going to beat his ass. Batman continues, his words a promise carved in stone. I'm talking about you, Bane. I know you're listening. Tomorrow, midnight, the old Veterans Arena. You and me alone. Batman snaps, the challenge hanging in the air like a thrown gauntlet. You win, and I'll go back to Arkham and become whatever you want. But you won't win, and you, people of Gotham, you get to watch. And just in case any of you are wondering who I am, I'm Batman. Batman growls before the screens go black, leaving the city in stunned silence. The past rises like a ghost. Bruce sits with Waylon in the old Veterans Arena, the smell of sweat and dreams hanging heavy in the air. I made a deal. The end of the 7th round. You last right up to the bell. That's way farther than anyone has you going. Every single betting site has you down by the 2nd, maybe the 3rd. This way, you get out with dignity and you make enough cash to open the gym. You win, Bruce tells him, believing he's offering salvation. Waylon glances at his friend, his eyes filled with betrayal that cuts deeper than any physical wound. The reason I hired you as my trainer wasn't because of your skill. It was because you're my best friend. I don't want to make a deal. I want to beat them here, in this ring, with someone in my corner who believes in me, man. I thought you were that person. I guess I was wrong. So you, Bruce Wayne, are fired, Waylon says, pushing Bruce away, the distance between them suddenly infinite. Bruce tries to apologize, but Waylon doesn't want any of it. His voice, quiet and final. Get out of here. I have a fight to get ready for, Waylon says quietly as he sits back down, alone with his determination and his broken heart. Now in his bunker, Batman stares at his monitors, Catwoman over his shoulder like a conscience he's trying to ignore. There's not much around the vet to use to your advantage, she points out, her tactical mind always working. But Bruce shakes his head, his determination absolute. I'm just going to beat Bane, not using any tricks. I get it, you need to promise me one thing. Don't use the venom, Bruce. It's what they want, and it's not worth it. I've seen what it does to people, Selina whispers, her voice carrying the weight of things she's witnessed and can never unsee. But Bruce shakes his head, explaining it's the only way he can beat Bane, that when he used it against the Red Hood kids, he was 50 steps ahead of them. He just needs to learn to control it, as if control were possible with something designed to destroy it. It's not the only way. You have people who can help. I can help, Selina points out, reaching for him across the distance that's growing between them. You haven't seen him, what he can do, Bruce whispers, not looking at her, his voice hollow. He finally glances over his shoulder, his words sharp as accusations. Look at your helmet, your gear. Don't tell me you got where you are by playing clean, Batman growls, explaining that he will use the venom to beat Bane. If you can't handle it, "Then maybe you should go again," he finally states, the words landing like blows. Selina stares at him for a moment before turning to stalk off into the darkness, her footsteps echoing like a retreating army. "Maybe I should. Take care of yourself, Wayne." And she's gone, leaving him alone with his choices and his demons. Later, the Batmobile rumbles through the tunnels of the sewers, its engine a predatory growl in the darkness. Batman gets out and reaches for a cooler. Inside is raw meat, the smell of blood and flesh rising in the dank air. He stands for a few moments, letting the smell waft through the dank of the tunnels, an offering and a summons. Something smells it through the muck, ancient and powerful and changed by what was done to it. First, spines break through the water, then the head of Killer Croc emerges from the depths. Waylon Jones has returned, transformed but still himself, and Bruce heads to the arena for the final showdown, the past and present colliding in a moment that will define everything that comes after. This is GeekForce. See you in the next one.